Hi, Pickles. I'm home from my second of my 2 overnights, and I'm bathed, and I'm getting ready to have my first meal of the day. But first, I thought I'd show you what I'm having, and then we can carry on with the day. Hold on. Here comes Lose It. So, this is my Lose It app, as most of you know. This is the premium edition. It is $39.99 a year. I just re-upped because to recreate all this stuff in another program like MyFitnessPal would be a full-time job. And so I figured for the 75 cents a week, I'd go with it. Today is Monday, February 27th. Next to the last day of the month. I cannot believe March 1st is Wednesday. Woo! So today, I'm having 1,628 calories. And the reason it's higher than usual is because I've included the butter that I put in my coffees and tea that I have during my overnight. So it is kind of heavy on the fats because of the overnight. So, twice today I had a BPC during my overnight. And to make it last, with the tea in between, a caramel chai tea from Bigelow. And so here we go with what I'm going to have now. I put in 3 tablespoons of heavy whipping cream. That's what I count for the day. I'm having 4 ounces of, actually it's 3.4 ounces of kosher dills made with sea salt from Vlasic that I got at BJ's in a great big old jar. I'm having a rolltini snack, which is mozzarella and prosciutto. 1 stick, also got that at BJ's. It's 120 calories. It's delicious. I am having 2 tablespoons of Organic Valley organic cream cheese. And this one's the full fat, so there's 100 calories in that. The 2 tablespoons of butter, which are spread out through the coffees and the teas. And I'm having 3 ounces of organic celery sticks to shove the cream cheese in. And, where did it show up? Oh, and I'm having 1/8 of a serving, I swear, it's like 2 teaspoons of the Easy Crack slaw that's left over. Oh, I could just eat that every single day and never get sick of it. Tonight for dinner, cheeseburger soup, 1 serving. And when Greg was in his pie shop, the one that Oprah made famous, they had cheeseburger soup for sale. But he couldn't tell me more about it, like what's in it or anything else. So that was interesting. He said, I am just trending. And it's like, oh yeah. Tonight, I am having a 1/2 cup of cauliflower crumbles in the bottom of the cheeseburger soup. And I'm having 8, count 'em, Brussels sprouts, and 1 tablespoon of organic coconut just between the cauliflower crumbles and the Brussels sprouts because they're left over from the big green egg on Saturday. And so, as I said, today is Monday, February 27th. So for fat grams today, because of all that butter and heavy whipping cream, I'm having 151 grams of fat. I am having 23.5 grams of carbs. And usually I am well under 20, but today, because of the cauliflower crumbles and the Brussels sprouts, it's over. But there are 8 grams of fiber there. I rarely do it, but today I'm doing it. And as far as protein goes, 43 grams of protein. So the macros break down as such. 84% fat. Oh, do I love that. 6% carbs, and 11% protein. So I had a chance to indulge in OPP, other people's, oh, sorry about this, my 6-year-old is off today. I had the whole weekend of overnights to indulge in podcasts of peers, people that do keto, their keto hauls, their what I eat in a day, and just their daily ins and outs, along with Dr. Berg. And I really OD'd on Dr. Berg. I put him on my YouTube, on my great big TV in the living room, and I just watched, and I wasn't distracted, and I wasn't playing computer games or anything else. I just totally, what's going on here? I totally watched him and thoroughly enjoyed all of his podcasts. And I can't even tell you everything that I learned, but I extra heavy dosed on his adrenal podcast, because I am an adrenal. And if you watch his show, Dr. Berg, Berg, you will see that he does what type of body type you are. And a lot of us, especially women, fall into that category. And stress rules it, cortisol, lousy sleeping, belly fat, hard to move belly fat. And what happens if we start to lose? We'll lose in our thighs, we'll lose in our butt. But unless we're eating nutritionally dense foods without grains and sugar, we will not touch that belly fat. Sad, huh? And he has a whole bunch of products if you want to partake. And I looked them up and stuff, but I think that I was looking at trace minerals on Amazon, and I think I probably buy them from them, as it was a whole lot cheaper. So one of the things that I really like about him is he talks about potassium. And our body needs 4,700 milligrams or grams of potassium and per day. And a banana has something like, 400. And so most of us on keto wouldn't dream of having a banana because of the high sugar. But we'd have to have a dozen bananas just to come close to that. And so he said, where can we get our potassium? And he said, from 7 cups of leafy greens. And so he recommends 7 cups of leafy greens, including things like broccoli and green beans, but kale, spinach, and things like that every day. He also suggests celery for the fiber and the crunch. And so that's where we need to get our potassium. But then he says that, in America, we have really depleted our soil from overuse, and pesticides and everything else. Even if you're buying organic, you can't be too sure anymore. And how fresh the greens are when picked and then ending up on your table. So that's when he gets into the trace minerals and items that contain potassium, just so you know. But as he was talking about the adrenals, my ears were totally perked. And one of the things that made me become a believer of him when I first fell into his world of podcasts, and he's very, very funny. He has my sense of humor. Alas, he does not have the Australian accent. So my crush still is with Dr. Bruckner from Australia, who is also a big keto, low-carb, high-fat person. And so one of the things that Dr. Berg does when a patient comes to him and he has a clinic and they're sitting in front of him is he teaches them how to eat nutritionally well before dieting. Because he said you can't go on a diet with, he doesn't say crappy foods, but I am, and expect to get healthy. And so things that are still bothering you on the inside that mimic with symptoms that a doctor is all too happy to write a script for, you need to fix first, which is things like the 7 cups of veggies with the potassium. And then when you switch to the diet mode, you are already aware and doing nutritionally dense foods. You've said bye-bye to processed, bye-bye to sugar, bye-bye to hidden sugars, table sugar added, all of the sugars like agave and, coconut sugar and even artificial. He's not a big fan of those. So then when you begin to lose weight, you're already eating a nutritionally dense, sound food plan. And he had me at that because yes. And through the podcast that I was watching, he was going, did anybody else think of this? Am I the only one that is thinking this? He said, we really don't have health care. We have disease care in America, probably Canada too, where yes, it is writing a script, and yes, most doctors don't know how to treat things. They hear the symptoms, they're all too happy to write that script, and all of your issues go unnoticed and unfixed. They just get, treated with a pill or something like that. And so, his podcasts are just so great. But I also was listening to some peers. And one peer, I listened to about 3 of hers, and she has gained weight since being on the ketogenic diet. And I have too. And not a lot for either one of us, but eating 100% strict, disciplined, structured, tracked keto has caused us to both gain some weight. But on the flip side, it has also caused us to lose inches. And so she said she doesn't know why she uses the scale, but because it's kind of like going to a doctor and getting a script, right? It's the normal. We weigh ourselves. That's going to be the indicator of if a food program works. But she took her measurements and she found that, lo and behold, lots and lots of her areas of measurements have gone down since starting the keto diet. And that's what I've been saying too. At first I started to say I'm feeling tighter, but it's really being called leaned out. And I do have some definition with my torso, which is kind of funny. I am not Stephanie Keto person, and if you haven't watched anybody that is intense and does keto, really structured and disciplined, you need to look her up. Stephanie Keto person. She knows her stuff. She teaches it. She has clients. She goes and does shows. She's amazing. And she wears the bra type thing at the top and then, the exercise pants. And so you always see her 6-pack, 8-pack, whatever it is, when she's doing a video. And she's awesome. And I've kind of got that too, especially when I hold in my little tummy. I can see a definition. And it's not from lifting, I'm telling you. I walk. Oh, and that's another thing that I was hearing this weekend, is that stressful exercise just stresses you out and it just creates more cortisol. And he said sometimes you have to have a less stressful exercise regimen and not go at it, full bore. And somebody else said you cannot exercise your way into losing weight and being skinny. So it goes back to that theory that losing weight, or inches in this woman's case, is 80% food and 20% movement. So I learned an awful lot this weekend. I paid attention to these podcasts because when they're on my great big TV and I was not going to be playing my cell phone games, I really learned a lot by watching. And Dr. Bird is a huge whiteboard person. And so he does tons of charts, tons of explanations, and all kinds of stuff. He has an especially good one, is how much fat should you have in your keto diet? And the insulin-raising foods. And lo and behold, butter, heavy cream, olive oil, coconut oil are very, very low at spiking your insulin. And yes, it's important with blood sugars and blood sugar spiking foods, but it's the insulin, because insulin is a hormone, and that's the problem on the inside. And he says unless you fix those things, you're not going to move the fat on your body, because like the belly is a hormone problem, not a strictly fat, I can exercise this off, I can eat, the right foods and make it go away. It's fixing the hormones that have caused it. Stress and no sleep and job and all of those sort of things. So give Dr. Berg a look. He knows his stuff, and I think that you can fit 20 carbs or fewer into your day and get plenty, plenty, plenty of cups of green leafy. Today I'm having 3.5 grams more than usual. There's 8 grams of fiber in it, and so that will make a difference. But usually I am Sarah Pearls of Wisdom in Food with Keto under 20, my little pickles. But just for today, I'm having those little extras. One of the reasons is because I have a fridge full of leftovers, in addition to a full fridge of meats and organic veggies. So I had to have these veggies because I've got all these yellow beans and green beans and organic baby spinach and celery. I've just got tons and tons and tons of organic veggies. So tonight is the cauli crumbles and the Brussels sprouts. Oh, and I also have asparagus too that I have to use up. So I am a veggie rama, not overdoing it, just having average portions, but it just pushes me to the 23.5 grams of carbs, all veggies. Well, have a wonderful day. This has been Sarah, Pearls of Wisdom and Food. Welcome to some new people. I love to see your comments. Losing Drea commented today. It's nice to see Jean back. Who else was on there? There's a Diana. She's always commenting. And you have to know how much I appreciate you. And you have to know, sure, it's nice strokes to be complimented and flattered, but it also inspires me to keep going so I don't get my little case of the blues like I had a couple of weeks ago. So thanks so much for watching. Keep tuned, keep keto, keep it under 20. We can do this together, and maybe take your measurements, because maybe that is part of it. Thanks so much for watching. Bye-bye for now.